Hello, my beautiful, beautiful friend. Have you been feeling the overwhelm? Have you been feeling just down in the dumps, hot mess mom, out of control kind of life? Let me talk to you. I've been a mess. I've been depressed. I've been overwhelmed. I've been to the bottom of the pits. I almost ended my life because, quote, motherhood got to be too much. But I realized a few things. For one, home management is not equivalent to motherhood. You can suck at one while excelling at the other. Okay, girl, I already had everything I needed to see the good in life in order to succeed, in order to thrive and find absolute joy, and so do you. You can be the calm in the storm. You can set the energetic tone for those around you, for your entire household. You hold more power than you've ever realized. You don't have to do anything. You get to. It is your privilege. It's an honor. It's a divine responsibility to be the queen of your home. It's not a burden. You're in charge. You're the ruler. You're the chaos coordinator. You're in control of how you show up in your own life, and you are the main character of your own story. You are surrounded by abundant blessings, not buried in burdens. You are in the exact right place, mama. You're the exact right mom for your kids. It's not a mistake that you were put together on this planet. Of all the moms across all time and space, it's your destiny, your legacy to be with that child. You have to stop. We have to stop this mommy martyrdom narrative. Misery loves its company, but so does excitement and joy. So let's get excited about motherhood again, about life. It's time for more than survival mode. It's time to rise. It's time to thrive. It's time for you to believe to your core that you are meant to bloom. Hey, friend, before we get started, I need to mention something that I forgot to mention while recording this episode for you. This week only until Friday, August 11th, we have open enrollment into a giveaway. You can enter into a giveaway, the Set Your Fall Up for Success giveaway with Amber Curtis and like 24 or something like that, other amazing women who have provided tools and resources to help you set your fall up for success. There is a free gift page. So go download all those free gifts from all of us. I put in some amazing phone wallpapers. If you don't have those, go get those. And there's so many other goodies in there I saw. And get yourself entered into this giveaway that has over like $4,000 worth of content and things that you could possibly win. So go get yourself signed up. Take a chance on yourself. Why not you? Hello, my beautiful, beautiful friend. I'm so glad you're joining me here today. Today is a very special, wonderful day because I'm reflecting on how this is episode 100. And today I found 80 cents in the dryer. Well, actually, I found 80 cents while putting laundry into the washer, actually. That was really exciting. And to me, every time every time I come across some like unexpected money, even if it's a tiny amount or whatever, I learned this habit of being like, thank you, God, abundance. Yes. Like, even if all I do is say the word abundance, like, I give myself a high five, give myself thumbs up, just abundance. Yes. I recognize like something good was just put into my life. Hooray. And I've just gotten to this habit of like not labeling it like big abundance, small abundance. And I've done the same thing with wins, is I've stopped labeling them big wins and little wins. And I'm just like, a win is a win, and it's as big as I decide to let it be. So, you find your favorite coffee creamer goes on sale or something, and it's like you just proclaim that's abundance and proclaim like that is blessing. This is a win. Let it be exciting, even though it like I don't know, it feels like there's so much societal pressure to be like, oh, that's such a small, like, let's compare it to other wins and successes and blessings and abundance and just quit comparing the size. Like, size doesn't matter. I mean, at least not here. If it's abundance, it's abundance. If it's a blessing, it's a blessing. Like, you get to decide if it's big enough to celebrate. And I think all abundance and all wins are big enough to celebrate. And I want you to be celebrating yourself whenever you find small quotes, air quote, small abundance, or, you experience a quote small blessing, celebrate it like it's a big one. Okay? And I've really been trying to get into this with everything in my life. Okay? And so I see 80 cents falling out of my husband's pockets as I'm putting them in the washing machine today, and I yell abundance. And then fast forward to later today, my local Buy Nothing group, a woman was posting like a dozen different purses, and there was a couple of Michael Kors purses, and there was a lot of people interested in them. And part of me is like, I don't stand a chance. So many people are interested, but it's like, you know what? It's a no if I don't put my name in here and say, I'm interested, please consider me. So I did. And the lady giving the purses did a random name generator to decide the winners, and I got one of them. So I just got a next to new Michael Kors purse for free because all I did was put my name in the hat and say it could be me. There was a time in my life when I just believed that I never win anything. I really believed like my name would never be drawn in a giveaway, that I would never win the lottery. And here I am finally saying, you know what? I'm going to put my name in the hat. And if it's drawn, it's drawn. And when you believe it could be you, eventually it becomes you. When you believe you'll never win, you will never win. That's just how that works. But anyways, we're sitting down to like episode 100, and I'm just thinking of, oh my gosh, the blessings around me could have been here this whole time. And for so long, I didn't see those. For so long, I let those be stolen from me, and I wasn't celebrating the quote unquote small wins, the quote unquote small blessings. And when you lean into them, they start to feel bigger. And then you start to find that there are even bigger blessings around. And I just think it's so beautiful. So oh my goodness, take some time for gratitude today. Gratitude for yourself, gratitude for the universe, gratitude for every blessing God has put in your life. Oh, friend. Gratitude. It's the reason for every season. We're getting into fall soon. It's August. We're thinking back to school, and it feels like we had a couple chilly days this week, and it felt like fall. And it is one of my favorite seasons. Didn't used to be. I used to love winter. Now I love fall. Because fall is the season for change, and that is the most exciting thing. I love all the seasons now, honestly, I do. I love the constant changing of seasons. I can't say I have a favorite. All right. I love summer because you just get to enjoy like sunshine. Sunshine is so beautiful. And then fall is a season for change and like shedding everything that's not working for you anymore. And then winter is when you get to just hibernate. And like it's okay to not do a lot. It's okay. Like this is the season for the inner changings and inner growth. And then spring is like bloom season. Hello. Like everything comes into bloom, and like everything, all the change, all the shedding of the dead in the fall, to the inner work and the inner growth and the hibernating of the winter, it all comes out in the spring when you bloom. And then the summer, you get to just enjoy having bloomed, and like it just goes again. And life is just like that. It's just like the seasons of nature. Oh my goodness, friend, I love it. I do. I love the seasons because they all symbolize different points in my life that come and go again and again. And oh gosh, it's so beautiful. Anyways, here we are at episode 100, and I want to tell you about maximum effort motherhood. Maximum effort. If you're familiar with Deadpool, that is like his catchphrase, I think, or something. I don't know, but that's where I got it from. It was from Deadpool. He says maximum effort, and then he just goes all in and does the hard work and just gets it done. And years ago, I was really struggling in my motherhood journey, and I was really struggling with my household and home care and depression, and I just couldn't get anything under control at all. And everything just felt so crazy to me. And I came up with the idea of maximum effort motherhood. And I could consider it a failure, but really it was something that didn't work out. It was a misguided idea. And I sat down and I just took my notebook and my pen and paper, and I'm sure I still have it around here somewhere in my notebooks of original ideas. And I came up with this big, like 3 week plan to get my house in order, get my mental health in order, to just do everything as fast as I could. Um, and I think sort of part of the idea was like, if I could just put in maximum effort when I'm like not in a depressive episode, or, not on my period, if I could just like get a window of 3 weeks where my hormones weren't out of whack and my serotonin was at an acceptable level, um, then maybe it would change my life. And here's the thing, it was a brilliant idea, but it was never going to work. At least not for me. Maybe there's some people out there who could absolutely just 3 weeks of hard work knock it out. I couldn't. And at the time, I had a poor mindset. And so when inevitably I would try it and get burnt out, I would feel really bad about it. And so it was actually hurting more than it was helping. And then for a little while, it felt like it was a failed idea. Like, you know, I really wanted to come up with this concept and I wanted it to work. At the time, I was a blogger, so I think I was planning on like creating a blog post about it, and I wanted to help other people, but I couldn't help myself. And I mean, it was a very beautiful disaster of a thing that it turned out to be. So maximum effort motherhood never ever came to fruition. And then I forgot about it completely. I quit blogging for a while and just, had a couple depressive episodes, had just life falling apart, life putting it back together, um, over and over again. That was, the ritual I was in, the cycle I was stuck in of falling down the pit into depression and letting my whole life fall apart, and then building a ladder using all the tools I knew I had to climb on out. It got exhausting. The hole kept getting deeper and deeper. And as you know, if you're a listener, June of 2020, I went into my final depressive episode. That was the last time I let myself fall into that pit. Because I was down in that pit and I knew next time it's going to be deeper, and next time my ladder might not be tall enough to climb out. And so, climbing out of that one, I determined that I would begin building bridges instead of ladders. And I got really into proactive mental health practices, proactive self love practices. And I stopped reacting to the depression and I started being proactive about it. I started getting ahead of it. I started practicing the habits of someone who isn't depressed. Things like taking a shower and brushing my teeth every single day, even when I didn't feel like it. Limiting how long I'll allow myself to binge watch a television show, that kind of thing. It built habits of a mentally healthy person. And that turned out to be the secret sauce. That was everything maximum effort motherhood needed to be. And so instead of maximum effort motherhood, which I had abandoned and completely forgotten about, maybe it was in the back of my mind, I ended up creating the Happy Mom Brain, which is a 3 week workbook that it's all mindset and self care and just taking time for yourself and building these good habits and just getting grounded in like who you are and your worth. And like, it turned out to be such a beautiful thing that is the thing that I needed all along. even though what I thought I needed was a program to keep my house clean. It wasn't. What I needed was to reprogram my brain and make it an inhabitable dwelling place for myself. I needed to conquer the negative thoughts that kept chewing away at me, telling me that I was worthless when I couldn't do something. I had to completely deconstruct the way I thought about myself. And that's what changed everything. And that's what came out with the Happy Mom Brain, which ended up, leading to the Meant to Bloom podcast. Like, it's the reason I'm here now talking to you, believing that my words have an impact and have worth and have value. And I want to instill that in you too, that, oh my gosh, you're here for such a beautiful reason. I don't know what yours is, but I know it's beautiful. I can tell. I can feel you. And it's so wonderful that we all have different abilities and different purposes. And I feel like they all so align into just love and light and kindness, and how can we make the world a better place through our motherhood journeys. And it's all different answers to the same question. And I think they all work really, really beautifully together. It's truly beautiful. And I'm really glad to be on this journey with you. I so am. Anyways, what I really, really wanted to mention today, now that I told you about my maximum effort motherhood fiasco that never came to be, and what it became instead. Anyways, I've been hearing a lot about this 10x is easier than 2x book and concept. And I was thinking, you know what? I'm not hearing anyone talk about how this relates to motherhood. It's all like business goals. Like, how can I make, $200,000 a year instead of 20,000, like 10xing your success rate and everything. But for a lot of us, success is building a home that we feel comfortable in, that we feel confident in, that we feel inspired by. A lot of us, our success is found in our home. And I just want you to think, I was in a place when I was trying to build maximum effort motherhood, and I was really trying to just get my house in order. I was trying to get it clean. I was trying to get a hold of things. At that time, I didn't know at all how to cook. I didn't know at all how to clean something properly. I was a new mom. I really didn't know what I was doing. But yeah, I was in a tough place, and I, wasn't mentally well. I wasn't taking care of myself mentally. I wasn't believing in myself at all. It was a really rough spot when I had that idea for the maximum effort motherhood. And now I'm brought back thinking about that, thinking about how 10x is easier than 2x. And here's why they say that 10x is easier than 2x. I forget the guy's name. It's Dan something. But it's a book that's out there. If you Google 10x is easier than 2x, you'll find the book that I'm referring to. I have not yet read it, but I've heard a lot of people talk about it at this point. I've heard a lot of podcasts talking about 10x versus 2x in business. And I'm thinking, how does that relate to motherhood? When a lot of us, our success is motherhood, our business is motherhood, the stay-at-home mom hustle and whatever that we're doing. How the concept in a lot of ways is that if you're trying to 2x your success, if you're just trying to be a little bit better than you are right now, and you keep failing at it, like you keep falling short, the thing is that when you're trying to 2x your success, the changes are so much smaller. And I feel like I've been there so many times where I tried to just do a little bit better, and I would fall back into my old habits. And I think a lot of that is that it doesn't require big change. So it's a lot easier to procrastinate the changes and to minimize, when you minimize your success goal, you're kind of also minimizing the importance of what it takes to get there, because you can be so similar to your current habits and state of things that if you're just trying to 2x it, it's so much easier to fall short and to just stay where you are. Um, do you get what I'm saying here? But when you're trying to 10x, you're trying to 10 times your success. You are trying to radically change you have to radically change. And there are fewer answers to the question that you're asking. How can I go from here to the finish line that is 10 miles away versus how can I go from here to the finish line that's 2 miles away? When you're only trying to double your success, there's a lot of different answers. There's a lot of different solutions, a lot of different methods to get there. And I think that can cause even more like decision fatigue and confusion and procrastinating when if you're trying to 10 times it, there's not as many ways to get there. You kind of have to laser focus and you have to take it serious if you're going to make it that big of a change, right? And so it has me thinking like maximum effort motherhood, like maybe the concept is still relevant. Maybe we do need to go maximum effort on our motherhood sometimes and just say what I'm doing isn't working and I don't need to change a little bit. I need to make a big radical change. I need to do the hard things now so that everything gets easier later. Maybe that's where you're at. And I want to talk about this if you're going to put in some maximum effort motherhood energy. Sorry, I had to drink some water. Getting so parched here. Parched. I don't talk like that. I want to talk about setting authentic goals for yourself. Okay? If you're going to go all in, see, this is why my maximum effort motherhood plan didn't work. Because I was planning to become somebody else who wasn't meant for me. I was trying to do things in a way that was not aligned for me. And I was trying to put in maximum effort to become somebody else or my idea of what I thought a successful mom was. It wasn't actually what was going to turn me into a happy mother. All right. I wasn't making goals that I actually wanted to achieve. And it was 3 weeks packed of maximum effort goals. Like it was going to be hard work to do things I didn't want to be doing in the first place. All right. Who I am is not someone who keeps my house spotless. I'm not. I don't enjoy cleaning. So why would I want to spend hours every day to keep everything spotless clean? And going around after my kids, tidying up everything as they get it out, making sure that, every dish is washed and put away immediately. Like that's not me, but that's who I was trying to be. I'm not the mom who spends hours in the kitchen. I'm not the one who bakes everything from scratch. I'm not the one who makes, Martha Stewart quality dinners. Like I'm the one who gets the Martha Stewart freezer meals. I don't like to spend a ton of time in the kitchen. I'm getting better at it. I'm learning to cook and I'm learning to enjoy what I do cook, but I still don't like it to take very long. I still like to take an express route in a lot of cases, and I like to keep things short and easy in there. I've even started baking, which is totally new to me and from scratch, and I have been a success at it recently, which I used to always fail. Like I flattened cookies. I've had pizza melting through the cracks, like the grates in the oven. I caught a pizza on fire before, and it wasn't even done cooking. So, I mean, that's where I was at when I was trying to create maximum effort motherhood. It was a failure in the kitchen. Didn't know at all what I was doing, but I was trying to be someone totally different in the kitchen instead of just leaning into where are my skills? Where are my strengths? What do I enjoy doing? How do I want to show up here? And when I started setting my goals in alignment with what do I actually want? How can I personally, as me, authentically show up and support my family? When I started asking those questions, things changed. I started labeling myself as a success. All right. So if you're going to go all in and you want to 10x your motherhood, please, for all that is good in this world, please set authentic goals. that actually light you up with excitement and that are not filled with should energy. I don't want you to be who you think you should be. I want you to be who you are when you strip away everything, all the labels that the world has put on you. When you strip away all your limiting beliefs, when you strip away all the negative thoughts you have about yourself, when you strip away all of the beliefs other people have put on you, when you get to the core of you, who are you meant to be? That's who I want you to be. That's who I want to see shining. That's who deserves 10x energy, maximum effort, motherhood, right? I hope you're lit on fire for this, okay? The last thing I really want to make sure that I mention here is to deconstruct what other people think about you. Okay? I know when we go to set goals, when we go to change things, there's so much comes up regarding what other people already think about you. And here's what I constantly say to my 5-year-old who is always picking fights with his brothers. Let him be wrong. Let them be wrong. If other people think something about you, just let them be wrong about it. It's fine. You don't have to defend yourself. You don't have to stand up and correct them. Just let them be wrong. You be you and let them be wrong about you. Okay, friend, I love you so much. Thank you for listening to me today. Are you feeling totally buried in responsibility and burnt out on showing up? Been there, and I created this totally free bundle of resources for you. You have to get the Get Started Guide if you haven't already. If you're ready to strip off the unnecessary baggage and limiting beliefs you've been carrying around, if you're so done making things more difficult than they need to be, if you're ready for guilt-free rest and enjoyment in your life, you need the Get Started Guide. This instant download is full of my favorite resources: the Mindset Makeover, the Stress Less Toolkit, and my super trendy and adorable kitchen templates to make meals and groceries a little bit simpler and a whole lot prettier. The Get Started Guide is made up of tools and practices to help you cope with stress and anxiety. And because so much of your happiness is determined by your mindset, this instant download is what you need to start thinking about the way that you think, so you can overcome what's overwhelming you, take control of your days, and love the life you've got. Get your free download of the Get Started Guide today and get started loving your life. Find it in the description below. And thank you so much for listening to this episode today. Your involvement and your encouragement is so loved and appreciated. If you wouldn't mind doing one or all of the following tiny little favors for me, I would so greatly appreciate it. Okay, 1, if you could make sure that you hit the follow button so you don't miss another episode, that's going to benefit you just as much as it does me, maybe more. Number 2, if you could leave me a review down below, especially if you're listening to Apple Podcasts, that would be so appreciated. Literally, I cry over the reviews that I read. I love them so much. It makes me feel so deeply connected to you, and it helps others find my show by recommending it to new listeners every day. And number 3, be bold, be brave, don't be stingy. When you know something, it's your responsibility to share it with a friend. So make it easy, share this episode with a friend, and if you choose to share it on Instagram, can you please tag me, because I would so love to get connected and to see it, at Britt Clarkson. All right, thanks friend, love you so much. Till next time.